It's so beautiful, so beautiful. Welcome to today's class. For today's class, we will be learning how to make our double rows auto gele. So what we'll be needing for the class is we'll be needing this head, we'll be needing our ashoke, a tape rule, and a matching thread. You can see it matched the ashoke, and two big needles, just like this. Two big needles. So the first thing to do is to measure your ashoke, 56 inches. As you can see, I have 56 inches. I've already cut them. 56 inches for each ashoke. Can you see that? We have 56 inches. So you cut 56 inches into 4 places, just like this: 1, 2, and then 3, 4. So what we'll be doing to these 4 layers of ashoke, for me to have cut 4, it's not going to cover my entire head, especially the middle. Maybe for in case you did a packing gel and you want your weave-on to drop out to have a space at the middle, that's when you cut four layers of ashoke like this. But if you want it to cover your entire head, you can measure 6 of it. You can cut 6 of it. So for these 4 of it, I'll be joining them 2, 2. But if you are cutting 6, join them 3, 3, 3. That it means after joining these 2, add 1 to this side also to join to make it 3. So what I'll be doing now, I'll place 1 on top each other like 1/4 inch and stitch on it in the middle, just like this, and you stitch on top of it in the middle. I'll be doing the second one equally like that. So let me go and stitch and I'll show us the outcome. So you can see I've stitched it, and I also stitched the both end, and I did it for the second one as well. So the next thing we'll be doing now is to measure 14 inches. 14 inches from the end here. Measure 14. Okay, so as you can see, I've made 3 pleats here. The first one, I stitch it. I don't know if you can see it because I use a very matching thread. You can see it, and I make sure this second pleat covers on top of it, and stitch right at the back here, making sure it holds this. It hold it together. Then I made another pleat and top stitch again. Look at it. Then now I want to make my 4th pleat. So you are going to be doing it this way. Then also you should notice I stop at that 14 inches. You can see where I stop at this 14 inches. You can see how this place looks very free. So, and another thing, if you don't have a sewing machine, you can use your hand needle to stitch. It's still the same thing. It's just that sewing machine will make it more neater and faster. So the last one, the last pleat you'll be making, you can see I've made the 4th one just the way I'm putting it on it, and I started here. Then I'll now make sure the pleats go across this way. You can see it's like it's almost covering the 3 previous pleats I made, but I don't want it to cover everything like that. So you can see it like it's giving a kind of a curve here. You understand? So it's making this end neat and reducing the length. So now on this very last split, because this is our last split, if you are making like you are joining three ashoke together, like 3 layers, you can make as many pleats as you want. But you can see this, the 2 is almost through, it's almost finished, so I have to stop here. So I was able to achieve 4 pleats. So for the very last pleat you now make sure after you've used your hand to straighten it up, you can see the line reflect at the back. It's on this very line you will be stitching. So you will be placing it on your machine like this, opening this place up and placing it on your machine, following this line from the 14 inches length where we are stopping down to the extreme end. So let me do it and I'll show you. Okay, so as you can see, I'm through stitching it. This last one I told you about, look at where I stitched it. I did not top stitch it here. I stitch it at the back after making a smoothing it out and making an impression, a line. So I followed the line and I stitch. So by the time you open it up, you will see that this is what you will get. Exactly what you will get. So I've been able to do that for the second one too. I've been able to do that for the second one too. So you can see this and this. Make sure when you are doing the two, it's facing each other like this. You can see direction, because by the time you place it on the head, it will not be the other way around. So make sure your pleat is facing, if this one side is facing this side, make sure the other side is facing that side. By doing like that, you'll get it right. So the next thing we'll be doing now is for us to do our hand. You go ahead and do your hand for tying it. So for the hand, I'll be cutting our remaining ashoke. Let's leave these two aside. Then I'll be cutting 15 inches or 16 inches. So like this. So out of the pieces we are having, I'll just measure 15 inches or 16 inches. So I'm cutting 16 inches. I'll be cutting 2 of it. So these ones remaining, we are not needing them anymore. So this is 16 inches, 2 of it for the hand. Now what are we going to do with it? You take one of the auto gele you are making and you stitch it this way. You fold it into 2 like this and slot this in between it like this. If you notice, this one is longer than this one. So what you will be doing is just make sure it contains it. Just split it on it, put it in the middle, and do what? Cover it up. I don't know if you are seeing what I'm doing here. This is the original auto gele. The hand is longer, so I'll just split it a bit, then wrap this with it, like we are folding it into 2. So making sure they are equal, or you make sure they are equal. Then we'll go and top stitch. We'll go and stitch it together like this here, and we'll also be stitching it along this line too. So by the time we are done stitching it, just make sure you are not stitching the auto gele with it. So it's just this taping, this side. You tape like this and you tape like this to the end. So by the time you are done, then we'll flip it over and you see what we get. Let me go and do it for you to see. So I'll be doing for both, one for this one and the other one for this one. I've stitched it here and I also stitch it by the side here. So we'll be turning it over now. If you are hearing some sound, it's raining over here, that's why. So I've turned it over. So we'll trim this off and you dip this inside and top stitch just the way I'm doing. Then you top stitch, you seal this place up. By the time you do that, this is what you get. So if you look at this other one, I've done it and this is what we have. So when you are able to do both sides like this, then we'll now, the next step is for us to move ahead and fix it on this our mannequin head. One side of the auto gele and put it on your mannequin like this, just for you to get it right. Then you take the other side and fixing it this way too, just for you to, you know, make sure your pleats are facing the right side. So which means it's like this. So both hands at the back, just to secure it and stop it from moving about. I'll pin it just this way. So it won't be shifting up and down. All right. So then you set it, making sure the hand is at the center back. You can see the hand at the center back. Then we'll be forming a V at the center front. Can you see what I've just done? We are forming a V. This is the center front. We are forming a V at the center front and tightening it at the same time. Make sure it laps well and it's also tight. I'm shifting it to the front properly so we'll achieve the right shape. So hope you can see that. So the next thing for you to do is to secure this V. That's where our arm thread comes in. So to secure it, I'll start my stitching from under. Make sure your stitching is where it's not visible. and you are using a matching thread. Very important. Alright, so I've secured the thread. Then you place your V on top and you stitch. I'll find my way forward. Then find a way to stitch this V here. Probably once or twice. You can hardly notice it. Then I'll move backward again and secure the rest. So you can see it's firm. And I'll secure here too. Then I'll leave my thread at the back here. Just leave it a bit. Then we want to make our twist. We can cut this off. So from here, you fold this, and twist it. You twist it in a very neat form, in a very neat way. So I've made the twist. The one that is at the right side has moved to the left, and the one at the left has moved to the right. So we will proceed from there. So you see this side, it's likely going to shift up. So we are going to pick up our thread again and secure this tip here. Just find your way there. All right. I need to show you all these parts so that you will know the important place to tack. All right. So I'll be moving my thread backward again and drop it there. So at this point we'll be starting our rows. Then after making the 2 rows, we'll arrive at the finishing. The first one we are using is still at the back. Hope you can still see it. I left it there because we'll still be using it. So starting with another needle and thread, just make sure you gather this end and this end should come in just like this, both end just like this. Then you can you can just fold it this way, like this, and tack it together. Secure it by knotting it. Cut the excess off. Then we continue. So what you'll be doing here is just for you to roll it. So at first, just start with your rolling. And as you are rolling, try to follow the pleat as well. So you get a very nice shape at the end. So when you've rolled a bit, just make sure you are tacking, you are moving the thread to each corner. Let's move again. I'm using one hand to follow the pleats, and I'm using the other hand to roll up. I'm rolling it to be tight because I want the rows to stand firm. If you want it loose, fine. If the loose one gives a very good rows at the end of the day, but it may not be able to stand, maybe too soft to stand on its own. So I'm still rolling. So I'll pass my needle out and find its way inside again. Just keep on tacking it down. Just keep on tacking it down. So from this end, then you have to be doing it stylishly. You can say I pick it from the down part, just to give us a kind of rose shape. I'll pick those two I did. Just make sure you are getting something very close to the rose shape. And at the same time, also mindful of the back too. Hope you are trying to get what I'm doing. The rose is getting thicker, so passing the thread may be a bit hard, but just keep on moving. Hope you are following. I'll pass it out again. Our thread is becoming shorter. All right. So, hope you can see that. Can you see the shape it's giving now? So, I'll make sure I'm tacking all the rows down, all the side of the rows down to the base that we did. So, just make sure you tack everything at the edge down. Like this finishing end here, I'll make sure I find my way down, you know, and come out somewhere safe and not visible. I'm not yet through, but at least you can get the picture of what we are trying to do. So I'll be tacking it down and also be doing the second side of it. When I'm done, I'll come and show you to see the result. So it's nothing difficult. Just tack it down, form the other side like we started, and you know they meet here and you join them together. That's all. Second one too. So you can see I've not yet tack it with the base, but I want to close this middle. So if you look at it, this middle is still open. Very beautiful. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. I love you all.